Hey, what's up, Unicorn Circuit? Here is my shit car. I'm coming from you from Midwest USA, Wisconsin. So, hello from across the pond. Um, Tired of seeing everyone's actual cars that aren't shit. Yes, I know this car looks like it's not shit, but here, let me get into it. Um, I bought it and it was complete shit. It barely even drove home. The seller lied about the mechanical issues it had with it, said it only had a bad oxygen sensor. And when I got it home, I found out the oxygen sensor was put in there loose. So that's why it was throwing that code. And it had a bad turbo. So that's where my overhaul and build of this car began. This is a 2011 Mini Cooper Coupe hardtop roadster, John Cooper Works. It's a pretty rare car, actually. There wasn't very many of them made. I think they only made them for 2 years. And the hardtops are pretty hard to come by, especially with the John Cooper Works package. It is one of the best handling minis, believe it or not, because it has all the structural rigidity of the convertible plus the hard top, so it really really handles well. Um, we'll go over the engine mods here, and let's go over this why this car is shit first. Yes, it looks beautiful, it runs beautiful, it's pretty quick, but the body is smoked. Um, Look at the hood. You can see all the little creases and dents in there. That's why it has this wrap, is to hide all these dents. It lived through a pretty bad hailstorm in Colorado, so it took some golf ball sized hail to it. So it had the wrap on to hide all these dents. The only thing that was replaced is the roof. That's still nice yet. Alright, let's go over my engine modifications I've put in here to make it fun. I've done a aluminum short runner intake manifold, hybrid KO4 F21 turbo, and I had this intake custom made to fit the turbo because it has a much larger intake side. And I sealed the filter into the firewall back there so it gets actual cold air and isolates it from the heat from the engine bay. It's got all upgraded intercooler piping with the sound deletes, so it has a delete that puts sound into the cabin right there so you can hear the intake, and then it's got a intercooler silencer on this side too to try to keep it quieter, which really hinders airflow. It's got a Turbo Smart diverter valve. I've put a 3-inch catless downpipe, and it is heat wrapped, and I have all the heat shielding on underneath as well as a turbo blanket to help keep temps down. That goes to the factory John Cooper Works exhaust. I don't want to put an exhaust on because this actually sounds like a mild aftermarket exhaust. You put an aftermarket on, they're just obnoxiously loud with the catless downpipe. I've put Dean and ignition coils with step holder NGKR plugs. It's got an oversized Alta intercooler, which flows pretty dang well and keeps my IATs at ambient temps, and even at 22 psi on a, say, a 15-second wide open pull, temps only get about 20 above ambient. It's a very very efficient intercooler and intake setup. It's also got, it's tuned by Adrian CL. It's got a custom tune, one of the best tuners for minis around. I highly suggest looking into them. I've also done the upgraded aluminum reservoir because the stocks are two-piece, they're prone to splitting. Also did the upgraded dipstick for the oil because, again, the stocks are prone to breaking and they will get in the timing and knock the timing off on this car. I also did a remote oil cooler just to help keep temps down, and it pulled the oil cooler, which sits down underneath there out of the engine bay, so it helps keep that heat out from underneath the hood. I've done all the maintenance on here. It has new timing, stage 3 clutch, new flywheel, throwout bearing. I walnut blasted the valves. I've put all new seals in. Just did a new oil pump and oil chain and all that. So it runs great. Let's go over the suspension mod. As you see, it sits a little lower than stock. I've done Rev 9 Hyperstreet 2 coilovers. It's got adjustable front and rear end links. Also has a JCW strut bar. My rims are a 17x8 rotoforms, and I'm running a 225/45 ZR17 Lexani tire. It's a pretty cheap brand tire, but honestly, they bite phenomenal. I'm always gonna stick with these tires now again. They bite very well. It's also got the adjustable upper and lower rear control arms back here to give the wheels some camber. And the fronts do have camber plates. I just haven't really cambered the wheels yet. And I've done all new tie rods, ball joints. I mean, all of that. As you see with the exterior, I've done some visuals, like I've done the VLAN tail lights, reverse lights, blacked out LED side markers, carbon fiber JCW tips, the JCW diffuser. It's got a side skirts, front lips. I've done mirror covers, Union Jack side markers, Union Jack door handle covers. It's also got a larger hood scoop to help keep that engine cold. And we'll go over the interior now, and then we'll do a little startup. I haven't done too much to the interior because it's a pretty nice package as is, and I like it as is. It's got the factory JCW seats, JCW wheel, JCW carbon fiber dash, shifter, e-brake handle. All I really did was a boot delete right there, and I put like carbon fiber trims on door handle covers and speaker covers and stuff like that, and the steering wheel, just to make it, yeah, a little more carbon fiber. I like it. So I've also done a wideband air fuel ratio gauge, boost gauge, and that is an X60 multi-gauge, and it also has the JCW shift light. And we'll fire it up for you right here. Don't mind the headlight warning lights and stuff. It wouldn't be a shit car without any warning lights, right? At least there's no check engine lights or anything like that. Alright guys, that's my shit car. Stay safe, motor on.